So today we're going to be testing Claude Code's editing skills using also the Wonda CLI to generate the assets. The Wonda CLI is also paired with a lot of skills and possibilities to actually add layers such as grain or a specific zoom in or a transition. So either Claude can do that or you can actually train it to do that. We've added these skills also in the Wonda CLI. So now we're going to generate some assets and then we're going to see how Claude Code can basically edit videos now for us. I'm going to show you also an example of a video that we did in which it added a very interesting grain and a zoom in when an action happens, and we're going to test that afterwards as well. So this is the video. You can see the zoom in happened exactly on there. We have a grain, we have a very nice grain over here if you're looking on the screen, and also it has a color grade. I'll show you now the raw file. So this was the initial raw file, as you can see. There's nothing added, and then you can see the result. So yeah, let's see how we can actually do this. In order to get the Wonda CLI, you actually go on the wonda.sh website and you just copy this link over here. And then you go to your AI instance of choice. I'm just going to be using the UI version of Claude Code. And you're just going to paste that link over there and you're going to tell it, please install the Wonda CLI for me. I already have it installed, so I'm just going to ask if I already have it installed so that I'm sure I can actually go on with the video. So I'm just going to ask, please ensure that the Wonda CLI is installed before we proceed. All right, so it's on. So now let's figure out a direction that we're going to go for in order to generate the video, and then how we're going to actually edit that video and improve it, basically. Well, we wanted to do two things. We want to maybe stitch together two separate videos, and then we want to add a grading layer on top of it and a grain as well. So let's see how we actually do that. I'm going to talk to Claude and I'm going to tell it I want to make a cinematic sequence that feels like an ad for a SUV, the kind that drives also on dirt roads and is like 4x4, and the filmic is dynamic. But specifically for this, I am interested in Range Rover Defender. I think it's actually a Land Rover Defender. So I'm interested in a Land Rover Defender, beautiful scenery, very raw footage. I want you to generate first the assets that you're going to be using with maybe a scenery reference and a car reference. And then those references are going to be used inside of Seedance 2 as a model. And I want to create two videos, one that happens somehow at the basis of the mountain and it starts climbing, and then the second video continues from the climbing of the mountain from like a certain point, like a close-up or whatever, and then it reaches the top of the mountain. So 15 seconds for the first bit, another 15 seconds for the second bit. You can also generate a storyboard with sketches using Image 2 for both of the videos. Generate also the assets that are going to be used as elements for Seedance 2. And then make sure you please stitch those two videos together, but don't yet actually stitch them. I want to see the videos first. We generated. Now we're going to look through the assets and see what it did. First we have the references, have the car and the locations. Then we have the storyboards that it did for the two videos. And now let's also see what it came up with. Second one. Amazing. So So now what we're gonna tell it is, I want you to stitch the two videos together. I want you to remove the music from the two of them because we need to do one single track that is going to sit underneath both of the videos. And then I also want you to do any necessary cuts in case you feel like one of the shots is too long, but nothing too fancy, just simple cuts. And then I want you to, so basically everything needs to be then stitched together. And at the end, I want you to add just a layer of grain on top of the footage, something noticeable, but nothing too fancy. Yeah. And we're gonna see what it comes up with. And now we're also gonna tell it to generate music, but first, I just asked because I wanted to be sure. It finished the cut and it stitched the videos together as well as added a grain on top of it. So it looks really good. Perfect. And we're just gonna say that now track only and audio mix. Let's see. Generate a song, a soundtrack actually. All right, so it finished and let's check it out. It also added the music. Perfect, it worked. You can also prompt Seedance when it's generating the videos to not generate music, so that you keep basically the audio mix, the original one, and then you add the music afterwards, as we did now. For our version, it did generate the music, we took it out, and it also took out the audio mix, but the way you do it is you can prompt Seedance and tell it do not generate music, because you will be doing that afterwards. So there you go. I just video edited from Claude Code.